the $100 MBA Show. Got 10 minutes? Get in the know with our daily 10-minute business lessons for the real world. I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, Omar Zenhom. I'm also the co-founder of the $100 MBA, a complete business training and community online. And today's catchphrase comes from listener Nick Lodholtz. Thanks, Nick, for tweeting that in. Guys, you can always tweet at me if you want to throw in a new catchphrase for the beginning of the show. Just tweet at me at BizRepublic. Today's episode is part one of a two-part lesson on how to create an effective sales video. We all know the power of video and the power of a sales video on a sales page, and know that video can convey a powerful message in a short amount of time. But how do you put one together? Where do you start? What are the steps involved? That's why we're putting together this two-part lesson on the $100 MBA Show. Today is part one. We got a lot to cover today, so let's get down to business. Today's episode of the $100 MBA Show is brought to you by ActiveCampaign, an all-in-one email marketing platform. Grow your business, save time with their seamless experience. We use ActiveCampaign to run our business, Webinar Ninja, and we love it because it's super easy to run email campaigns, to tag users to make sure they're not on duplicate lists. And best of all, they're super affordable. You can try them out for free. Just use our special link 100mba.net/active and get started. That's 100mba.net/active. All right, guys, I don't want to spend too much time convincing you that sales videos are effective. We all know they're effective. I want to really spend time on how to create an effective one. And I'm going to take you step by step in this two-part lesson on creating an effective sales video. So I'm going to jump right into step one, and that's to decide on the type of sales video you want to create. Now, there are many types, but I'm going to just start with three types to choose from. And each of them has a level of difficulty. But the point is that you just get started. Do something that you feel comfortable with. So let's start with the three types. The first type of sales video you can create is an off-camera sales video, which means you're not on camera. You're just using maybe screenshots, PowerPoint slides, keynote slides, and you're using your voice or a voiceover, somebody else, to narrate through the visuals. So type one is an off-camera sales video. And type two is an on-camera video, which is you on camera or your sales team on camera or anybody on camera. Now, it doesn't mean you can't have other visuals like screenshots or titles or things like that, but an on-camera video does have somebody on camera. So a good example of this is the sales video on the $100 MBA homepage. So if you go to 100mba.net, you'll see our sales video on our sales page, and I'm on camera. There are other visuals, but I'm on camera for the most part. The third type of video is an explainer or animated video. Now, these are becoming very popular as of late. This is when you have some sort of animation, somebody drawing on a whiteboard, or animated characters displaying what you're talking about on the voiceover. And this is usually done through a software called After Effects, Adobe After Effects. And a good example of this is our sales video on Webinar Ninja. Go to webinarninja.co and you'll see our explainer video. Now, each of these have different flavors, different purposes, but the point is to choose. And if this is your first sales video, I would choose number one, an off-camera video, just because you know that you can kind of get it done with very little requirement. You don't have to be on camera. You don't need an animator. You just use screenshots, titles, a PowerPoint slide, and you use a voiceover, either yourself or you hire a voiceover. And you can put this together quite quickly. Just a quick note, if you're going to do an off-camera video or record anything on your screen, then we recommend you use a software called ScreenFlow if you're on a Mac, and Camtasia if you're on a PC. This allows you to record anything on your screen in video format. All right, again, so step one is to decide on what type of sales video you're going to produce. All right, step two is to brainstorm ideas and the messages you want to convey on your video. But you want to have a time limit to this brainstorming session. It can't just be open-ended. You have to say in the next 2 hours or so, you're going to sit down with you and somebody else or a team, and you're going to brainstorm ideas. What are you trying to convey? What is the message? What's the pain of the customer? How you're going to solve it? And all these ideas need to be jotted down. There are no bad ideas during a brainstorm session. Just dump them all down, and then later on you can prioritize, you can cut them out, you can see which ones you're going to trash, which ones you're going to keep. This is a creative session, a session to just see what comes out on paper. Once you've brainstormed, you want to now clean things up. Figure out what the goal of the actual video is. You're trying to sell a product. That means you need to make sure that you are explaining there's a need for your product. That means you have to highlight the pains and the struggles your customers are going through and how your product or service solves that pain or issue. And that's just the whole goal of a sales video. There are other elements, building trust and having fun and creating a sense of brand awareness, but that's the crux of it. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to show that your product exists for a reason and there's a purpose for it, and that if you have these issues, my product or service will help you with it in these ways. So narrow down all your ideas to fit that criteria. All right, so step 1 is decide on the type of sales video. Step 2 is brainstorm your ideas and then organize your ideas. Now, step 3, the most important point, the most important step or aspect of any sales video, scripting. You have to script your sales video because otherwise your sales video will be weak. The best sales videos I've seen out there have the best scripts. So you're going to have to sit down and script exactly what your sales video is going to be. What are the words that are going to be said, either through narration or on camera or through the explainer video? And that means you're going to have to sit down with a pen and paper or a Word doc or a text doc and just script out your video. Now, this shouldn't take you weeks. It should take you maybe a day or two, maybe 3, because this video should be about 2, 3, maybe 4 minutes max. And a script for that type of video is maybe 3, 4 pages long maximum. But take the time to script everything out, because every word that you convey has a meaning and it will affect your audience. So take the time to script properly. Guys, I got more in today's lesson, but before that, let me give us some love to today's sponsor, ActiveCampaign. ActiveCampaign is one of the simplest email marketing tools I've ever seen. Nicole and I use them for our Webinar Ninja business, and we love it because it's super simple to set up campaigns, to do automations, so your users get emails automatically when they sign up, to do drip campaigns like a 7-day course. Our Webinar Ninja free 7-day course on Plan and Launch Your First Webinar is using ActiveCampaign's drip campaign. So it's super easy, it's reliable, the open rates are wonderful. I really highly recommend them, and this is why we're so happy to have them on the show. And they do more than just email marketing. They do marketing automation, they do sales and CRM. There are so many features, but what I love about it is that there's a lot of features, but you can use them because they're very intuitive and they're easy to use. If you want to give ActiveCampaign a free try to see if it's right for you, just use our special link at 100mba.net/active. And if you wish to stay on, the pricing is really, really affordable. It starts at $9 a month. So give them a shot at 100mba.net/active. All right, guys, I got one more step I want to go through in today's lesson. That's step 4, reading through your script and cutting. You're going to need to cut some things out of your script because they just don't flow. So you need to read your script out loud as if you're actually shooting this video. If you're on camera, pretend you're actually shooting on camera and say it out loud and speak as if you were on camera. If you're narrating, same thing. But the point is that if something doesn't feel comfortable, if it doesn't flow, cut it out or replace it or change it. If you're using humor and your joke landed pretty awfully, then you need to kind of change it up. The point is you're not going to know what to cut out or not until you read it through out loud. And you want to do this now before the cameras are rolling or you're recording your voice on a voice recorder, because it's going to save you a whole lot of time. Get it perfect, edit the script perfectly, so when you do record, it's exactly what you want. This is going to save you a lot of headaches. This is going to make sure that every word that you say resonates strongly with the viewer. You don't want to waste a second on a sales video. You want to make sure that every second is fully utilized. All right, guys, that wraps up today's lesson. But don't forget, tomorrow's part 2 of how to create an effective sales video. This lesson is 2 parts. We're going to get through the rest of the steps so you can have the tools to create an amazing sales video. Guys, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our listeners who left us a rating and review. Sometimes we like to just give shout outs and read out reviews. Here's a review from Kyle Keller. Kyle says, "Love the tips, 5 stars. This show is perfect, to the point and relevant. Great job." Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate that. And thank you all for leaving us iTunes rating and reviews. You help us know how we're doing. It helps our ranking and it helps us get more exposure on iTunes. If you want to show us some love, just drop us an iTunes rating and review. If you're on your iPhone, just click on the cover art and you'll see a link that says give us a rating and a review. Or if you're on your computer, just visit 100mba.net/show. All right, guys, I want to leave you with this. Creating a sales video does take time. It does take a certain amount of time in order for you to pull it off properly. There's a lot of steps. It's a creative process, so sometimes it takes longer than you think. So make sure you allot enough time to create your video in your launch sequence. we set a launch date sometimes and don't realize, oh man, the sales video is going to take longer than I imagined. So allow enough time for you to create this sales video. Depending on how elaborate it is, it may take you a week, it may take you 3 days. It all depends on how much time it will take to kind of put it together. My advice is keep it simple for your first sales video. It shouldn't take you more than 3 days from beginning to end. And then once you've launched that first sales video, the next time you do a sales video, you can up the ante a little bit more. All right, guys, I hope that helps, and I hope to see you in part 2 of this lesson, how to create an effective sales video, tomorrow. I'll check you then, guys. Take care.